Welcome back. You're watching NHL Tonight, and as you've seen over the course of the last hour or so, busy night in the NHL with all the goals, but a busy week in North America, especially the United States, with Hockey Week across America kicking off today. A couple of themes that we're celebrating all week long. The salute to players today. Tomorrow it's coaches, officials on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, local rinks. How about your favorite jersey coming up on Friday? Saturday, Try Hockey Day. And we wrap things up on Sunday with Local Hockey Heroes Day. Happy to be joined by Tony and Cami Granato right now. Cami out in Vancouver. Tony freezing to death right now in Madison, Wisconsin, with the temperatures hovering around 0 right now. But thank you so much to both of you for joining us on NHL Tonight and kicking off this festive week. We saw the theme, players, today. Cami, I'll start with you, and Tony, you can follow up. Was there one or a couple of players that you looked up to as kids that kind of inspired you and aspired to be what you guys are today?
Oh yeah. I mean, it was different then without the internet. We had our home team, the Chicago Blackhawks, who we looked up to. I love Dennis Savard. I just loved the way he played. He was so magical with the puck and just in the offensive zone. He was one of my favorites. Doug Wilson also on defense. I liked him. And then the 1980 Olympic hockey team they had a major impact on us. Those two teams, the Blackhawks and the 1980 team, were our teams that we really, really looked up to, and players on those teams.
Yeah, and same for me. Stan Mikita was my guy growing up, and then once the 80 team hit, and we realized the impact that USA Hockey was having on all us young kids that were lucky enough to play the game, it became Mark Johnson, it became Mike Eruzione, it became Jim Craig and Bobby Suter and all of those guys. So those were our heroes, and that 80 team for USA Hockey really was kind of the jump start for what we are living today, and seeing how much progress has been made since that day. I think that was the one event that really got us up and running.
You know, Tony, even before you take the reins at the University of Wisconsin men's program hockey, it is a hockey factory and continues to be under your supervision. Having had such a long and storied career at the NHL level, what are the one or two things you try to impart to your young amateur athletes while you have them in that 4-year window?
Well, I think the biggest thing, and it kind of is what this week's all about, and it's kind of really what this year's all about for players. Lots of players aren't able to play, or their seasons are abbreviated or delayed or put on hold for what's going on with the pandemic. But the appreciation for the game is the one thing that's really stood out for me. And it kind of goes back to what you brought up when we were kids. We played the game because we loved it, and that's why we played the game. And I think with what's happened in society today with all of the pandemic stuff, I think players and people that the game's taken away from you for a little bit, you realize how much you love it. And so when the guys are here at college, they're all looking to try to get to the NHL. That's their dream for sure. But I want them to enjoy every second they are here and realize how lucky they are to have an opportunity to play at a university, to get a great education, and have fun with it and be where you're at. And I think that's been, fun for me to come back and watch these kids that, we're going to be watching for a long time, in the NHL game. I'm going to be watching the highlights and you guys doing the recaps of the games. And hopefully I'll see lots of our players on there for many, many years to come.
Hey, Cami, as a scout now, couple questions. One, did they let you in all the arenas, first of all? And secondly, are you following more the NHL players at this stage to prepare for the expansion draft, or are you getting to see all the American League teams as well?
Well, right now it's all the NHL. And we are gearing up big time for our expansion draft. The pressure's on now with the date in place, and we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's been really exciting. And yeah, we can get into the arenas. Some of our scouts tonight are in Toronto. I'm allowed to go to the games in Vancouver, local, and that's been working out great, because it is, as much as you can do virtual. I mean, we're really grateful for all the technology and the fact that we can watch player shifts online and go back to previous games and see those games. But there's nothing like watching it live, and you just get so much more to see from above and see plays develop. So that's been great. And the AHL is, once it gets going, we will watch games as well. But right now, we've got a lot of work to do until July, but it's been a lot of fun, and we got a great team. great group of guys to work with.
Tony, I want to go back to you. You talked about watching some of your players down the road on our highlights show on NHL Tonight. We've certainly seen our fair share of Cole Caulfield the last couple of years at World Juniors. Just give us an update on some of your high-end prospects, how those guys are doing, how they're developing, and what you see the high bar for those guys maybe down the road.
Yeah, and Cole deserves the attention he's gotten because he is I don't know if I've seen a better goal scorer than him as far as whether I played with or coached. So he's got a natural knack to score. But what I really like about his development is he's understood to play in the NHL, and he's undersized. Let's not kid ourselves. At 5'8", it's tough for anybody, no matter how good of a goal scorer you are. And his game has become, and you saw him in World Juniors, he didn't score a lot of goals there, but he made a lot of big plays, and he was outstanding defensively. He was a player that you could put on the ice in the first minute of a game or the last minute of the game or one goal lead or whatever. And I really like the way he's come this year. He's really had a phenomenal year. And then there's another player that's been Dylan Holloway. Has just been outstanding all year. He was on the Canadian World Junior team. He's had a great start to the second half of the year. He missed the whole first half to be with Team Canada, but he's come back and he's not far away from being ready for Edmonton as well. But it's always nice. Alex Turcotte's another player that just signed. Keandre Miller just signed with the Rangers. He's having a great start to his NHL career. Wyatt Kalynuk's getting ready to get his debut with Chicago soon. So like I said earlier, for me, that's where I get the excitement is not only do I get to coach them here, but I get to watch them and cheer for them once they do leave the program. And we got a lot of good ones coming, and it's been a lot of fun for me to coach these guys.
Cammy, I can speak on behalf of our viewers and certainly our staff here as we eagerly await your Kraken take into NHL ice. But as you evaluate pros around the league, given your role, your position, is there a specific point of emphasis for you, a specific position you're kind of focused on? Can you give us a sense of what your responsibilities are as the Kraken assembles a roster to take to NHL ice?
Sure. Yeah, no, there's no specific position that I'm looking at. We're looking at everybody, all positions. Basically, it's our sort of our due diligence as scouts to figure out, try to project who may be protected and who may not, and get those players in and around there. Really hard looks at those players. That's really been a major part of our focus. We don't have a crystal ball to know who's going to be protected, so we want to cover everybody that we think is in that area. And that's really been the focus for that. And for me personally, I've got to look at everybody. I tend to look at the offensive players because that's kind of how my mind works, when I played hockey, but it's fun. It's fun. It's fun looking at D. It's fun learning, even sort of our goaltending scout, giving us tips on what to look for with goaltending as well. So we're looking at everybody, and I'm happy to be a part of this really cool journey to have a team starting, building from scratch. To be a part of this has really been amazing so far.
Well, it's been a lot of fun to have both you on NHL Tonight, a family affair with Tony and Cammy Granato. Tony, congratulations and good luck the rest of the season with Wisconsin. And Cammy, congratulations on your position. And we look forward to seeing the Kraken on the ice next season. Thank you both.
Thank you, guys.